Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for Journaling on a Budget, week 21. And today we're going to work in our book, make some tucks and some corners for the outside of our book. I just got at a secondhand store, I bought this Marby punch and it is a corner punch. So I was playing around with it when I got home and I was cutting it out of some just scrapbooking cardstock. And so I thought that was kind of cute, but it was a little plain. So then I thought, well, what else could I do? And so then what I did was I just went ahead and I cut the center out of this piece that was cut and put it on the back side here just so that it hung out the bottom a little bit. And I thought, well, that's really cute. And so that's what I was going to show you today. And then I lost one of them and it's like, what happened to it? I found it, but when I found it, it was kind of laying like this. And I thought, ooh, instead of having it with the brown on the outside with this sticking out, what if I go ahead and put it on like this so it has the little brown edging on the top portion and then the lighter colored paper on the outside. And so when I put that on there, I thought, I like that a lot better. So that was the way I decided that I was going to do it. Now I need to make another one because this one here I had already glued onto something, and so I've got it glue and a little bit of paper on this side, and those do show on the inside of your book. So I'm going to just show you how I put those together. And I've just got a piece of this is just brown cardstock. And so I'm going to leave that fully, and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cut it down just inside the fold marks. Now, if you don't have a punch that cuts corners like this, you can make them yourself very simply, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. So I'm going to take this one and just put it inside here, just like I had done the others. And where's my glue? Here's my Dollar Tree glue. I really do like this glue. Thank you to everyone who suggested it. And then everyone who told me how much they liked it and how many things they've basically tried it on pretty much everything and it works, except for possibly totally non-porous surface like glass. Alrighty, so I'm going to put that just inside, just like I had done originally, so that I had the scallops on the bottom. But now I'm going to put them on my corners like this, because I just think that that's cute, and that gives me a start for the outside of my journal. And all you need to do then, you can glue it on the outside or just on the inside. I'm not just going to glue the flaps. I'm going to glue it to the outside of my journal and glue the flaps to the inside. I'm just going to put that on there, fold it over, fit it up nice and tight before you glue the back side, and then just give it a good press. If you got a couple of clothespins or paper clips, even something to just kind of hold that together for a few minutes, that would be good. I didn't bring any out with me, so... But there we go, that's that one. And then I'm going to show you in just a second how to do them yourself. What you're going to do is you're going to cut a rectangle that's pretty much twice as long as it is wide. And you'll be able to make your own corner. So we're going to put this on here, get it snugged up really tight, and then fold those corners inside. Yeah, see this one, when I just went and pushed it again, it was lifting off the back, so really should have something to... Oh wait, I do have paper clips out here. Forgot about that. Whew. Well, look at that. Two fell out right away. They knew what I needed. Yeah, I like corners, especially on the outside of any journals that I make. And See how it's lifted off already, just because the glue doesn't grab that quickly because it's cardstock. It's folded tightly around that corner. So that will just give that glue a chance to dry and hold those in their place. But I do really like the corners on my journals. So I'll show you how to make your own if you don't have a stamp. So what you're going to need, just kind of cut this piece off here. All right, so we're going to need a rectangle. Let's say, for ease sake, I'm going to make it 1 inch wide. Okay, that means I'll need it to be 2 inches long. Okay, and then you're going to need to know where your center is. You can kind of give it a bit of a fold. I'm going to just put a little mark right at 1 inch so I know that's my center. And then all you're going to do is right at the center, you are just going to fold that corner. And if you want, you could even draw a line there so that you could make sure that you have it straight, because you want this to be straight up and down. This is going to make a straight corner, but if you want fancy edges like that one has the little ruffly edge, you can just use your tear ruler to tear along the long edge of this. You can use decorative scissors to cut along the long edge of this, or you can just cut it freehand. Cut some little wavy lines in it. So we're going to fold this into the center. Now I did not get that first one folded over quite far enough, but I'm just going to, and really, technically, I believe it should actually line right up to the bottom because of the way that we cut it half and half, or, twice as long as wide. So yeah, pretty much that is how it should work out. I just folded that first one a little too short. I just want to get that fold in there. And there we go. Now, you have a corner just like that punch punches out. And it fits on your journal. Whoops. Just like that. And you don't have to put these on the outside of books. You can put them on your inside pages. And if you want a corner like this in each corner, what you can do is, if you were going to put it over here, leave the flap for the top, but just cut the edge flap off, or the bottom flap off. So I'm just going to cut that off. And then what you do is just put it on your corner of your book just like that. So if you want to do all 4 corners, you can do it that way. So let me put my pressing board back in there. So that is how you can do corners either with a punch or without a punch for your journals. And maybe I will actually make one for those corners, because I think I kind of like that. So I'm just going to cut this one off. Oh, but I'm not going to do it quite yet, because I do need to find this paper again, because I don't have any left. So before I do one more, I'm going to wait. But see, I just cut this flap off, so I would just glue this one on here like that. And I leave that flap on there. You could just glue the triangle on, but I leave that flap on there because being able to glue this side and the other side and having it folded over the top makes it a little bit more sturdy, so it's not just going to pop off of there. It's actually glued around that page. But see, that looks really cute like that. So I think I'm going to try and remember to do that. So that's how you can make your own corners. Now I was playing around with some stamping that I had been doing, and I had a piece, I had my background paper, and I liked the way that it looked. So I had folded it in half because it's a calendar. I liked the part that was here, but the rest of it was no good. So I'd folded it in half, and I thought, well, I want to cut that down so I can just put it in my scrap box. So I'd cut it, folded it in half. And then I thought, oh, instead of trying to, because I had to cut off this portion up here, and then I had to cut these two pieces apart, I just went ahead and I had folded it in half, and I'd folded it in half, and I thought it'd be easier just to cut. If I cut that fold, I'm done with my guillotine cutter. And then I just cut this fold. So then I was just done. And I just cut off a sliver, and I really liked the way that it looked. It looked kind of cool. And I don't know what I did with it because I did set it out here. But anyways, it was just a very thin sliver, which would really be fun to play with also, besides just doing a wider band on the edge of your paper. I wish I could find that because I was actually going to use it. But I'll find it another time. So, I can't use this to cut it anyways. But what I was thinking was, well, how easy to make your edge thing by just, if you have a piece of paper and it's folded in half, you can just cut it right along there. You've already got the fold, it's straight and everything. Then I thought, that's kind of a waste. So I thought, but I re-stamped another one because I had done my stamping on the little stickies. And so like this, and I peeled them all apart. So when you make something that you really like, this is a copy. When you make something you really like, go ahead and copy it before you take it apart or whatever, because then you can have it for later if you want it. So, because I had wished I had those for later. I had made some circle ones, but I didn't like the circles as well. I'll show you those. I made a page that was all circles. So I like this technique. I saw Gail Agostinelli do it. So what I did with this one was, after I got the circles done, then I copied that piece of paper. So then I had that, to use for later. And then once I stamped it, I copied it again before I put the distress inks on it. And so I have the original and a copy. And then I distressed it in pink because I thought that might look really kind of good. I had also distressed it in distress colors, but I distressed it in pink, and I think that looks cute too, especially depending on what your book looks like. So anyways, that's what made me think about doing this. Was I had just cut off a little teeny tiny strip, and it really looked cool. And I thought, what a great edge for a paper. And when I find it, I will be putting it on the edge of one of our pages. But I'm going to make this one a little wider. So, and I do want it to be a little bit, I don't know how wide I want it to be. I want to put it in the middle of the book where I really didn't want to put a lot because I like that section. So maybe I'll just make it as wide as my ruler. I just want it to be a very thin tuck, kind of for a little bit of decoration, and also, to tuck something into. So I am just going to, I put a fold in it. To me, it's easier to have a nice straight fold when I've got a bigger piece of paper and, I've got both of the straight ends. So that's why I folded it instead of like cutting it to the right size first and then folding that in half. But I'm just going to tear that. And now I've got a little edge to put on my paper, or in the book. Because I was trying to think, what am I going to do on the, oh, that's what I did with them. See, this was my scrap piece of paper, my background paper. And, but I wanted one with more of with stamping on it, because this was just my stamp off page. So, but here is the little thin piece that I had cut off. And I thought, won't that look really cute just on the edge of a page like that? So I think I am actually going to, does it have any pink on it? Not really. I am going to put this like right on the edge of that page, but I'll worry about that in a minute. So, but what I want to do is, I want to put this on the edge of my page. This is the one where I love the looks of this center. And actually, I think I'm going to put this over here, because it has more pink in it, so it will go better with this. I'll put the little tiny thin edge here because I've got that paper clip there. So I'm going to put that on there just like that, and I'm only going to glue the top and bottom. I think I will go ahead and put a little bit of ink. Do I want distress ink or do I want an orangey color? I think I'm going to go with the brown. And this is just tea dye. But yeah, I really had fun making these. I've been making it. And someone said that when they were younger, and yeah, we probably are about the same age, that inside covers of a lot of children's books look like this. Maybe that's what I was thinking of, because this really reminds me of something and I couldn't think what. And that could be it. So we had lots of children's books in our home when I was young. And yeah, and a lot of them had the most beautiful inside cover. You know, just so fun to look at. They made them very colorful and lots of pictures and stuff. So that's very possibly what I was thinking of, because this paper just reminds me of something. And whatever it was, it made me happy. Because I'm just loving this. I just love the way it looks. And I've spent 2 days just making stickers and making pages and that type of thing. Okay, so there we go. Got that. Got it distressed. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue across the top. And a little bit of glue across the bottom. Get that fold pushed right up against the edge of the page. Make sure it's pressed over here. And because I want it to be a tuck spot, I do kind of want to try and make sure I keep it flat. Not too puffy in the center right here. And so there we go. I like the way that that looks. And I still get to see my pretty paper, but I've got some real interest there. And definitely that's busy enough that you don't need a whole lot of other stuff here. And I am going to put this one on here really quick before I lose it, because I like the way that it looks. I think it has something to, I like small things. I think it may have something to do with how tiny it is. Because it isn't any different than any other belly band. It's not something, or, you know, edge of the paper decoration. Whether it's a tuck or just for decoration. You know, it's not different, but I just fell in love with it. And it felt different when I first, like, cut it off. It was like, aha! And then it was like, well, that's kind of silly. It's the same as any other piece of paper that you put there. It's just skinnier. But again, this gives that page, because I didn't want to do anything to it, it gives it some interest without really taking away from the page itself. Because of the way that this paper was dyed, I love the way that it looks, and I'm going to leave it. It can be a writing space. It can be a space to glue in a favorite project or something, or to put pictures, but it's just not going to be real covered up. Okay, so there, we've got that, and I like that. Now we need a tag for in here, and I thought that I would just do, not a pocket. I was just going through my garbage. I have to show you this, though. I found this in my garbage, and I had put a bit of napkin on there. For some reason, I probably was making something else. This is where the end of the napkin was. And then I had punched out some butterflies just to, obviously, for whatever I was working on. But I like the top butterfly. The two little butterflies are upside down, and they're just kind of in my way. But I thought, this would make a really cute tag. Not really for this spot, but You see, I'm trying to figure out how I want to cut it actually. So I'm just going to come up here and then cut those little ones off, leaving the big one intact. And maybe come down to the center of that top wing, or to where the wings come together, and then just go straight across like that. And then do this one the same way. Let's go to there. I'm going to turn it over where I can cut it this way. Since I'm right-handed, it's easier. And I can see it a little better on the manila. There we go. I like that. I'm going to take off just a touch of the corner here. And this was not straight, so I need to straighten it up a little bit. And then take a little bit of the corner off there. And see, that was really easy, and that was just a piece of junk scrap paper that I didn't see a tag in it when I threw it in there. But as I was looking for paper to make a tag, if I can get this, you know, for this belly band, I found it and I love it. So it's not going in there. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing with this, so I'm not going to edge it yet. And then I grabbed this to make a tag, but I really don't like that, that it has a fold in it. I didn't realize that when I pulled it out. But I can use this to make a tag. Now the question is, do I want a tall, skinny tag? I think so. So just to make sure that it's straight, without having to cut it over and over, I'm going to look at my line. Yep, that's straight. Give it a cut there. Do I want it this long? I think I do. And I think I'm going to, I want to put a sticker on here. I'll take one of these stickers, and how do I want to put it? And which side of the, where do I want it on the tag? I think I want it on this side of the tag. I'm going to round the corners of the tag. I'm going to put this one up here. I'm going to put it in with a little edge, like that. I'm going to put another one. Ooh, I like the looks of this one. On this side, leaving a little bit of edge. A little bit of border for the brown there. Now let me do the corners, because I'm not necessarily just like falling in love with that. Not that I dislike it, but it needs something else in those blank spots. I'm not sure what it needs. It needs to be edged for sure. But I'm not sure what I want in those spots. Maybe a word. I will have to see. So this is another one where I'm just going to hold off because I know it needs something, but I don't know what. And I hate to just put something there just to fill it in. So a lot of people said thank you for giving them the option of not finishing a page. And I do have to tell you, you know, when I first started, I always thought everything had to be finished right then and there. But I can't tell you how many times I would put something on there and then later on either cover it up or peel it off because I didn't like it, and I only put it there because I felt like that tag had to be finished before I moved on. And it doesn't, because I just don't know what I want to put on there. So why would I go ahead and put something on there? Well, to finish it. But you don't want to do that. You want to just decide. I'm thinking maybe, and that's upside down. I think it needs to go this way. I think maybe a word and a stamp, or a word down here and a stamp up there. Either a stamp or a stencil. So for right now, it's going to stay, but I do like the way it looks. It does come out so I can see my beautiful paper. And let's see if I can find a place to put this really quickly. See, I don't like it with that. It doesn't go with that. But yeah, and that's going to be the end for our project today. Simple, easy, and yet very... It looks very pretty because there's so much detail on there that you just really don't need anything super anymore on there. Let's see, that's got a side. Just trying to see. Ooh, maybe it's going to go in there when that's, it looks okay with this, but the problem is that my butterfly's being covered up. If this flap was on that side, and the butterfly was sticking out, see, like this, then I would like it, except I don't want that pocket on the outside. I like the pockets on the inside, like that. And then I could fold it back. That's an option. I'm just going to quick look and see if there's someplace else here that, ooh, I think I know where I want it. I'm thinking. I might have to put that one somewhere else. Don't like them together, even though that one belongs there. There it is. That's the spot, because then it goes with this. I'm going to fold this one back. And this is going in there. I think I need to take just a little bit off the bottom. There we go. And then I think I want to edge it a little bit, but I think I want to edge it in yellow, and I don't have any yellow out here. So I could do it in orange, but in my head says yellow. So I'm going to wait, and I will distress that with some form of yellow. I don't think I have yellow distress inks. So when I say I'll distress it, it doesn't really mean I'm going to use distress inks. It just means I'm going to use yellow ink, and I'm going to rub it across the edge of that page. So you don't have to have distress inks to do that. Just use whatever it is that you have. I seriously don't think I hardly have any yellow. I'm going to have to think about that. That's what our pressing board is for. Because I want to be able to press it out flat without getting glue on the other page. So there we go. This one's going to need something down there. And I like that. I think I'm going to do, not the big one, kind of the medium corner on the bottom here. And there we go. Another couple of things started to be finished in our book. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope you like the band that we put on the edge of our paper here. I think it's really cool. So we'll do that again another time. And what I'll do is I'll go look through my stamps and my stencils and even stickers or something to decide what I'm going to do before I come back on, as I'm finishing these things off. So, because that sometimes can take a really long time. You need to take it, you need to hold things up there and figure it out. Sometimes I'll grab 2 or 3 things that I'm kind of debating. And then, when we get here, then I'll show you, my thought process as to, out of those ones, kind of go through them and decide at that point which one I exactly want to use. But, so thank you again for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.